All right, let's get right into it. Today we're cracking open the absolute beating heart of our engineering workflow. We're talking about mastering FSD, our centralized knowledge base. We're going to track exactly how our work moves through its life cycle, and we'll see how it all culminates in the CTO dashboard for our daily team stand-ups. So if you've ever wondered how an idea physically morphs into a production-ready reality around here, you are absolutely in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Fred. It's actually a Swedish word for storage or storehouse, and honestly, that hits the nail on the head. But think of it less like a regular folder on your desktop and way more like a completely locked down, impregnable vault. It's an append-only, centralized knowledge base that spans across all our projects. Every single ticket, every plan, every piece of research we do lives right here. Whether you're working on Way of Mono, Way of Work, or Opticat, this is our collective brain.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the fundamental laws of the storage system, look at how to actually create a ticket using the wizard, break down shared versus personal folders, and go over our strict production standards. Then we'll map out a ticket's entire life cycle before finally exploring the CTO dashboard.
Section 1. Welcome to Freed Storage and the fundamental laws of the vault. Because we're dealing with a highly synchronized cross-project beast here, we have to follow some incredibly strict ground rules to make sure things don't break. The biggest, most ironclad rule: the directory is append only. No exceptions. You literally never delete, move, or rename existing files. You only add to it. Second, this entire ecosystem is managed exclusively by the FRR tool itself. You got to remember to always pull before you start a work session and push the second you finish writing, just to avoid any nasty sync conflicts. And pay close attention to that last point. If an enforcement ticket drops into the system, it's like pulling the emergency brake. It instantly overrides and freezes all non-essential work across every single namespace until it's resolved.
Let's move to Section 2, creating your first ticket, or the birth of a unit of work.
So how does a task actually come to life here? Well, we've totally ditched manual file creation. It's too messy. Instead, you just fire off the /ticket create command, and this interactive wizard jumps in. It actively forces you to define everything up front. You're giving it the title, the type, like if it's a feature or tech debt, the priority, the namespace, all of it. Most importantly, you have to write out the context, core requirements, and strict success criteria before you are even allowed to write a single line of code. It structures everything perfectly right out of the gate.
And here's where it gets really slick. Once you finish those wizard props, the ticket manager totally takes the wheel. It scans all the existing tickets, finds the highest number, increments it, and just spits out a perfectly formatted markdown file for you. You get something beautifully standardized like Womono-049-self-updating installer. You never have to guess what number comes next. The system just handles the whole shebang.
All right, Section 3, shared versus personal folders and how we navigate that nested hierarchy.
So where are these files actually sitting? This brilliantly illustrates our whole philosophy. We purposefully separate the massive big picture features from your daily individual coding tasks. In the shared folder, you've got those massive main feature definitions. But on the personal side, in your specific developer folder, you have your bite-sized actionable tasks. And the real magic is how they connect. Your personal subtasks map neatly upward into the larger shared parent tickets using the parent_ticket front matter. It's like a giant puzzle where every piece knows exactly where it belongs.
Section 4. Enforcing production-ready standards. These are the unbreakable laws of implementation.
Look, spawning a ticket is the easy part, but to actually execute it, you have to meet some pretty intense enterprise-grade standards. And I'll warn you, the system is completely unforgiving if you try to cut corners. Your acceptance criteria has to hit every single one of these marks. No mock data in the main application code. Save that for the test suites. Every single external call needs rigorous error handling. You absolutely need observability, like structured logging. Security measures like RBAC are non-negotiable, and you better have a plan for edge cases like timeouts and empty states.
And we definitely don't run on the honor system here. The second you fire up a work session, the AI agent's ticket context skill is basically scanning your ticket like a hawk. If it sees that you're missing any of those production standards, it will literally halt the work. It puts up a wall, flags the violation, and makes you clarify it before it lets a single line of non-compliant code get generated.
Section 5. Tracking the ticket lifecycle. Executing the work step by step.
Let's see how this builds once you actually get past the AI's strict criteria. Every piece of work goes on this very specific journey. It chills in the backlog, moves to plan, and then ready. Once your hands are on the keyboard, it's in progress. But here's the kicker. When you're finished coding, it doesn't just instantly become done. It has to hit submitted for review, where it waits for the CTO's approval before it can finally cross that finish line into done.
You actually drive this whole progression forward with just 2 commands. It's super simple. You sit down with your coffee, type /work, and the ticket ID. Boom! Status updates to in progress and all your context is loaded. When you wrap up, you type /complete and the ticket ID. That automatically checks off your linked dues and bumps the whole thing up to submitted for review.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 6, the CTO dashboard and our daily collaborative sync.
This right here, Sync Team, it's basically the magic word for our entire workflow.
You run that command, and suddenly all those raw markdown folders transform into this incredibly rich, centralized UI. This isn't just some basic tracker. This is literally where we do our daily stand-ups with the CTO and the rest of the squad. It groups all active tickets by developer, shows you the real-time status across everything, and instantly highlights any critical blockers. We use this space to chat, share ideas, and map out dependencies between projects. It's a true collaboration tool that aligns the entire team's momentum in one place.
And remember that ticket you submitted for review a minute ago? To close the loop, the CTO handles it right from this dashboard. They can trigger the CTO review action, look over your linked pull request, and officially hit approve to mark it done. Or if it needs work, they hit request changes, which kicks it right back to in progress with all their feedback attached. It is incredibly smooth.
So there you have it, the strict rules of the Vault, the automated wizard, those unbreakable production standards, and how it all comes together for a team stand-up on the CTO dashboard. It's all designed to keep our engineering fast, synchronized, and bulletproof. Now that you hold the map to the Fred Vault, I've just got to ask, which ticket are you going to pull from your backlog today? Go get in there, fire up a work session, and let's build something awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.